who will make the next Fallout game? Or maybe said more accurately, who is already making the next Fallout game? Well, most would say Bethesda Game Studios, of course, and they would have good reasons. Number one, the franchise is owned by Bethesda, and number two, Todd Howard has said on multiple occasions that they didn't want anyone else working on their games. However, there have been a few changes with Bethesda and Fallout since Todd made those statements. The biggest thing is now Fallout and all of Bethesda's titles are owned and controlled by Microsoft. In other words, the final decision is not up to Todd anymore. In fact, we can already see evidence of major changes at Bethesda. Another thing that Todd is known to say is the fact that he didn't want to remake any of their older titles, instead wanting to focus on new projects. But now that Microsoft calls the shots, the fans were just given a wonderful gift in the Oblivion remaster. So if things changed in that area, could the winds of change also hit Bethesda with future spin-offs of their popular titles? Because let's be honest, in the best of times, it's just been too long in between BGS titles. How long has it been since Elder Scrolls fans have enjoyed a new single-player experience? 14 years. That is a very long time for fans, but think of Microsoft and their investment with Bethesda. 14 years in a business is an eternity. In regards to Fallout, there is now a new reason to add to the urgency of getting a new game into the fans' hands, and it is the huge success that the Fallout TV show has had and the effect that that show had on the older Fallout games. There were no new Fallout games out when Fallout Season 1 first aired. Fallout 76 was of course up and running, but it was not at all new, and it's not a single-player game that most BGS fans truly want. But even with this, Fallout 76 hit its highest numbers ever during the TV show, and Fallout 4, the single-player game from 2015, hit numbers even higher than Fallout 76. Now, this obviously got Microsoft's attention, and with BGS wrapping up Starfield and now being in full development on The Elder Scrolls 6, Fallout 5 is not even on the radar yet. It has now been confirmed by multiple sources, including Todd himself, that Microsoft and Bethesda had a meeting shortly after they saw the success of the Fallout TV show and its effects on the older Fallout games. The purpose of this meeting was simple. How do we get a new Fallout game in people's hands fast? Now, Todd Howard has been clear. The next thing that BGS is working on is The Elder Scrolls. So back to my opening question. Who will be making the next Fallout game? Well, I believe evidence shows that the first Fallout that fans will see will be a Fallout 3 remaster from Virtua Studios, the same studio that gave us the Oblivion remaster. I have made several videos on that, and I will leave them in the link below if you want to see the reasons why I believe that. But this is not enough for Microsoft. They don't want just a remaster, they want a brand new single-player Fallout game in people's hands within the next 3 years, maybe sooner. So it goes along with the TV show. To answer the question who will make it, I believe it boils down to simply this: who can start working on it the fastest, which in turn will get it out to the fans the fastest. Now, anytime Fallout comes up, other than BGS, the name Obsidian is normally mentioned, of course, because of the success of Fallout New Vegas. And when I say success, I don't just mean dollars and cents. I mean that many fans still today say that Fallout New Vegas is the best Fallout ever made. Now, sure, it had so many bugs at launch, it was almost unplayable. But I want you to remember that Obsidian finished the full production of that game in less than a year. So, could Obsidian be the ones making the next Fallout game? Well, there is definitely some things pointing to them being the ones. Over 2 years ago, the head of Obsidian gave an interview where he talked about his desire and the company's desire to make another Fallout. Later that same year, he made statements that seemed to say a deal with Microsoft was on the table but had not yet been finalized. Now, before we say that it must be Obsidian, there's also another studio that has been rumored to be in the running of making the next Fallout game, and that is inXile Studio. Now, just like the head of Obsidian, who worked on the original Fallout title, the head of inXile is Brian Fargo, who also worked on Fallout 1 and Fallout 2. Brian also has expressed extreme interest in working on another Fallout before he retires. Now, if some leaks can be believed, inXile may just be the one to make the next Fallout game. But in my opinion, time is what is most important to Microsoft right now in regards to Fallout. Which company can start full development first most likely got this coveted project. I believe both inXile and Obsidian have been approached by Microsoft, but I believe the one who gets it is the one who can start it first. Well, let's look at just a little bit of evidence then about who could start a Fallout project first between inXile and Obsidian. Interestingly, both companies have just recently finished huge projects. Obsidian, of course, released Avowed and now are about to release The Outer Worlds 2, leaving them open for a new project. inXile is about to release Clockwork Revolution. Now, both these companies will still have DLC work to do on these games and support, of course, in updates, but that doesn't mean the majority of their studio cannot start working on another project, being Fallout. So it seems that both of these companies seem to be available at almost the exact same time. Again, I'm going to say it. I believe the one that gets this coveted project, the Fallout spinoff, will be the one that can convince Microsoft that they can get it into fans' hands first. So whoever wins this coveted project, whether it's Obsidian or inXile, we can pretty much be guaranteed that the next Fallout game will not be coming from BGS. In fact, it may be already in development. And also remember that Fallout 3 remaster is on its way as well. And if they're smart, they will also remaster Fallout New Vegas, seeing that the TV show is centered in New Vegas. Please let me know down in the comments. Are you excited now for the future of Fallout? Think about it. We may possibly get 2 or more Fallout games before we get Fallout 5, if you count remasters. Well, as a fan of Fallout, this excites me greatly, and I would love to see what Obsidian or inXile could do with this great series. Now, there's a lot more information out there and a lot more that I would love to share about this subject, and I hope to in future videos, but I wanted to keep this one very simple and very straight to the point. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video today on the future of the Fallout series. I am the KingFanMan. Please follow me on X and go down and check all my other links. But I just want to thank y'all so much for listening, for watching. Give this video a like, and I'll see you next time. And maybe I'll see you out in the wasteland. Bye, everybody.